Chapter 2. So I did research. I did a lot of research on how to trap rats because I just didn't know anything about trapping other than, you kind of set some traps and that's kind of it. But it turns out their rats are so smart that you need to make sure that the trap is positioned and that they come in a certain way, a certain angle that it was designed to. You'll notice that the smart rats, they'll actually come at different angles. So I came across this guy named Sean Words on YouTube. You could just YouTube him, and he created this thing called a kill box where you put this box, and the only way they can enter is from the front. They can't go from the back of the snap trap or the side or whatever, and they will do that. And because you force them to enter the trap where it's designed to snap, it increased your kill ratio a lot better. Okay, and so let me show you some of the pictures here where it actually worked. So we put these, it was a 5 trap kill box, and what we did was we would put nuts in the back and in the front of the trap where they can actually enter and eat it. And we actually have some compartments of that trap, of the 5 compartments, where there wasn't any trap, so they can eat as much as they want. And so eventually they'll finish that and then eventually go in and get trapped. Okay. And so it worked for a while until the other rats saw what happened and they learned from what it did. So I would actually make some improvement to this kill box where you make it twice the length of the snap traps, and also cover the end of the entry, so that when they enter the kill box, the other rats don't see what's happening inside. Okay, and I think I'm about 3D printing something similar to this so that I can set this up and also share with other people who can also 3D print or buy it from someone who can 3D print it for them, and be able to put a snap trap in there and be able to make the kill and also keep them inside or whatever kind of thing, so that they can come in with curtains or whatever and they'll get killed and other rats won't see what's happening inside. Okay, and so what you also want to do is that as you kill these bigger ones, these big snap traps don't set off for the smaller rats. So the smaller rats are able to kind of go in, pull it off, and they won't trip the snap traps. It's just not sensitive enough or whatever. Or the smaller rats are able to be more ninja about it to to get around these bigger snap traps. Or they've learned from their parents that hey, you know what? These are the second generation. I've seen these traps before. I know what they do. They won't even approach it or go near it. Okay, so that's what I did initially, just to kind of kill some rats. And I didn't really have much of a plan in the beginning, but when I went under there, I noticed that you need to secure quite a few things. They're gonna probably chew up the holes. They're able to get inside the installation somewhere, some way. You need to find all those entries and tape them up. Okay, this one here that you see, it's taped up, but I think this is more of an exit hole, because it exited out of the middle of nowhere, and so they would have to drop down and there's no way for them to get back up. Okay, and so those were ways to kind of just secure it. If you see more holes, that hey, rats are coming out of there and they're either getting in or they're trying to get out, because they do get hungry and thirsty eventually and they need to get out. Okay, but as you secure the entry and they can't get in, you also need to make sure that you also secure all the cinder blocks that are holding up the mobile home. So with that, and also all the mobile home anchors that are strapped down to cement, these are ways for the rats to get into the rails or the I-beams underneath the mobile home, and in between the mobile home is where it's like a nice little tunnel that they can nest and create a home in, and I think that's where they're going to nest. Okay, so that's the way that they're getting into the house, is through the insulation and through low points of the mobile home. And so if you are putting a new mobile home in, I would make sure that you raise it up high enough so that the rats can't get up there. Also, each cinder block is grainy enough that the rats can actually climb and scale the cinder blocks. So you'd also need to do something to either make it slippery so that they can't grip on it, and we'll talk about all that in the next chapter.